don't move to Denver, seriously, unless you know these 5 things that I'm about to tell you. Number 4 will be a game changer and could make or break your entire experience. Trust me on this one as a native. Let's go. What's up, guys? I specialize in helping people find their way and build wealth here in the great state of Colorado, the Denver metro area in northern Colorado. I have helped many people just like you move to Colorado, relocate into this wonderful state. And if that's you and you're watching this, please don't hesitate to text me 303-210-0378 and we can take it from there, because I want to help you do the same thing that I've helped many do. But let's talk about this. So whether you're dreaming of the mountain views, whether you're coming here because you want to have direct access, quick access to the ski slopes, or you're moving here for a job, you need to know these things. First and foremost, we have 4 seasons, and sometimes we have them all in one day. This is a beautiful thing, as many people that I've talked to are like, I couldn't believe that it could be snowing 6, 8, 10 inches one day, and by 4 p.m. in the afternoon, the snow was gone, the blue sky was out, the sun was shining, and that, especially for my Midwestern people, is a surprise. But here's the flip side of that. We could have a sunshiny day, and then we could have a rainstorm that turns into snow, that then goes away, and it's warm again. What that means, especially if you're in a professional industry, and maybe you work out and you do some things, have multiple options of clothing in your car, especially the extra layers, the coats, the hoodies, the hats, all of those things, because most of the time, it can snow here. I've had snow in June. I've had snow in, September. So that leaves a very short amount of time, months, that I haven't seen snow, and just be prepared, right? It's very, awesome, but also sometimes I leave the house, a native, and I have a sweater on, right? Because it's cold out. And then I have a meeting with a client. I'm going to show houses at 4 o'clock, and now it's 65 degrees, and I'm literally sweating in my sweater. So it's always nice to have a polo, short sleeve, multiple options. I know that freaks some people out, and I know some people are like, I'm good, I keep my dresser in my car. But that is something you definitely have to understand. The beauty of it is definitely that the snow can be gone like this. If you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes, go inside and come back outside, and it might be different. Super cool, but super important to understand if you are relocating here. Next, altitude is real, right? If you're coming from a lower area, a lot of people experience this. Usually they come to visit, and usually they're like, okay, I'm gonna come from Florida, I got my ski stuff, it's spring break, we're gonna crush the slopes. They come from Florida, they go to DIA, they drive an hour and a half with no traffic up to, let's say Keystone, and the altitude difference in that day is very intense. So sometimes lightheadedness, headaches, all the things. You can easily combat this by making sure you're hydrated, maybe give a day or two to acclimate to 5280 Mile High City, and then head up the hills. Sometimes our PTO and our vacation time doesn't improve, but sometimes people just move here, right? I've had clients move here who are like, I've never vacationed there, I've never done this. Well, then you're moving regardless of the altitude change, even from sea level to 5280, right? And you're like, okay, what should I do? I'm gonna go move all my stuff, right? So you're gonna exert yourself more and more. There is less oxygen here, so this could have a certain impact on your body. Altitude sickness is not fun. I've never had it. I was born here, but I hear and I've had guests struggle with it, even if they are fully prepared. So make sure that you know what that is, so you don't, think you're dying. Obviously go to the hospital if you do, but understand that altitude sickness is real, and it's something that you should certainly take into consideration. Next, our housing market has layers. Yes, you're moving here from California, you can get homes, you get more bang for your buck, those kind of things, but it's not like you're gonna get a $500,000 house with the perfect mountain view, in the perfect spot. Our market is, has obviously grown exponentially over the last few years. It's becoming less and less affordable, but some people from larger markets are like, oh, I'm gonna go to Colorado, I'm gonna have, a huge house with lots of land and a great view. You can get that, but it's not at a discount. And so understand the layers of that, understand what that's looking at. Obviously, the cost of living is absolutely, paramount to your move here. So that's all stuff that we work with. I've helped people kind of navigate that. I've had people move here from Midwest towns where the cost of living is way lower. I've had people move from, San Diego and other places where the cost of living is higher. And we navigate that well, because the most important thing for me as your real estate agent is to make sure you're comfortable in the house payment and the house that you move into. Not be comfortable in the house that you move into and then have to call me in 6 months and say, this payment's not going to work for me. The lending regulations do allow for quite a bit of debt increase, debt to income ratio that some people just aren't comfortable with, depending on their lifestyle, their ability to budget and pay for the important things. But the worst call I can get is 6 months in, Jeremy, I have no idea how I'm going to afford this. I can't do this. Nothing's changed. Obviously, jobs change and things like that. Things happen, but that's a bad call to get. And I work with the very best professionals, so we're not putting you in those situations. You know what the house payment's going to look like. And the honest truth is, I ask all of my clients right off the bat, like, okay, what did the lender tell you you're approved for? They're like this. And I'm like, did they tell you what the monthly payment was? Yes. Are you comfortable with that? No. Okay. Well, then we can shop a little bit below, because the truth is we don't need to max out our budget on a home, especially if you're relocating and maybe want to get a lay of the land and understand, but you don't want to rent. Get a lay of the land, be comfortable, and then maybe we can move into that dream house. The first house, especially when relocating, doesn't have to be your forever dream house. Or it can be. You never know. So here's the fourth one. I told you about it. Our Mexican food will shock you in a good way. There are layers, just like the housing market, there are layers to our Mexican cuisine. I promise you, if you like spicy stuff, start with mild to medium and then move up, right? Spicy in, Omaha is very different than spicy here. We use actually chili, things like that to make those hotter. But here's the deal. If you go at the top rank and you ruin your taste buds for green chili forever, and there's no going back. So I would start at the bottom of the totem pole and work your way up as you get more and more comfortable with the actual spice of our Mexican food. But I promise you, if you can work your way into that, you will find that perfect level of heat that will absolutely take your taste buds on a journey that's absolutely amazing. So many, authentic Mexican restaurants. We have kind of these fancy, Mexican restaurants now that are coming on the scene that are super cool. But these Mexican food is definitely one of the staples of our location here in Denver. We get, we grow green chilies here in the state. Sometimes people buy them from New Mexico, and there's a whole big, argument of Pueblo chilies versus New Mexico chilies. We can get into all of that. In the fall, you'll be driving down the streets in Denver, and there's all of these tents set up, and then, they're roasting chilies, right? They literally have a propane heater. They're roasting chilies there. I can't even do super hot, and I like spicy stuff. So this is where I want you to remember this conversation and start low, move your way up, and you'll absolutely do it. They sell it by the bushel. So if you get XX hot and it's absolutely terrible, you just wasted a little bit of money. So that's the next piece of it. Green chili is a meal. It's not necessarily just a topping, but it goes great on those breakfast burritos. Once the fall's over, that season's over, they move out, and here comes the Christmas trees right in those same lots in those same locations. So pretty cool there. Something that you'll be like, what is going on? There's all these yellow and red tents everywhere and fire and all the things. That's what it is. Make a stop, grab a bushel of medium green chilies, Google, ChatGPT some recipes, and let's see what you got. So the next thing is traffic is growing faster than the city. We are having exponential growth. We do have, a valley highway, which is known as I-25. That's kind of, there's not a lot of room for expansion. They had a massive construction project years back when I was growing up called T-Rex. They're growing the Denver Tech Center, highway to 10 lanes. People were like, we don't need that. They're adding a light rail. Now those lanes, I drive them almost every day, are pretty busy. So understand that. However, when I've had clients move here from DC, Virginia area, they're like, it takes us 45 minutes to get to the movie theater that's 2.5 miles away. It's not usually the case here. choosing your times, picking and choosing your times is super important. There are also multiple routes. However, the infrastructure of the traffic, as it is in most growing cities, is never up to par. So understand that, and understand that we don't have a lot of room for expansion in these central areas. So creativity and ulterior transportation, carpooling, is definitely something that is trending here. So those are the 5 things. Make sure that you are fully prepared for those season changes. Make sure that you understand the altitude. Make sure that you understand that the housing market has layers. Just because you see the mountains and everything's great, that's amazing. We can get those views. You're gonna pay for them, absolutely. The Mexican food, we all know, we love it here. And then the traffic, just make sure that you're a little patient, understand that, and add snow into the traffic with the transplants. Make sure your vehicle's ready to go, and we'll get rolling. I hope this one hit home. If it did, and you're one of those people that's considering a move to Denver, like I have helped so many people make that move, please reach out. I have a vast knowledge. I've lived in northern Colorado all the way to, the South Metro area, and we can absolutely find the perfect fit for you. And as a native, you're more than welcome. Let's go find you a house. Give me a call, shoot me a text, comment below, shoot me a DM, and we can get your search started. Let's go.